Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live this 7 o'clock hour on this Wednesday night, coming to you with another episode, season two, episode two of In Life Talks. Y'all know boy Joe Mack.
And your girl, Crystal. Welcome in, welcome in. Bring a friend, tell a friend. Come on in, everybody.
That's right. Coming off last week's episode, like I said, we had a lot of feedback, a lot of interactions, a lot of thoughts, a lot of prayers went out to the family. But as always, we're gonna keep it moving because this is When Life Talk. We,
hmm
we don't stay on one situation, but we will come back as we still here with the family. You know what I'm saying? As time goes on and everything moves as it's supposed to move on. But we wanted to come with y'all, get settled in this win. We wanted to come with a topic that it resonates from a lot of different angles, and we'll probably go a lot of different angles as y'all come in and get settled. But next topic is, how do you break repeated cycles? Hello, Miss Thomas. Now I know plenty of y'all probably out there like, woo, where they finna go with this? Like I say, this show is about y'all. There's a multitude of angles that we can go. How do you break repeat cycles? You can go from A to Z with this one.
Ooh, you can. It is. It can go in plenty, lots of directions.
We can.
Right.
Woo.
Repeated cycles. It could be cycles in a relationship, as far as cheating. It could be cycles whether you have bad vices. It could be, family cycles. It can be, we could take it at every angle, I guess.
And y'all know we gonna have fun, but we gonna be serious with it too. But oftentimes it's said that if you know better, you'll do better.
Mm,
Now
yeah.
we gonna let that one sit for a minute. I'm gonna say it again. Oftentimes it's said if you know better, you will do better. But on the flip side of that, you already be knowing better, but you just don't want to do better.
I always say, would it take 12 times to make something a habit? Hey, come on in, Mr. Wiley. So, yeah, we talking about how do we break repeated cycles. I mean, like we say, in that area, it can go different ways. First of all, you got to be aware. You got to acknowledge that it is a cycle. And it could be a cycle that you don't want to have. Like, we could say, okay, it's a cycle. Say you are a repeat offender, as far as cheating. We can take it there to start it off. You're
Mm.
a repeat offender, but it's like, okay, at some point, it's like, okay, I got to grow up. I'm ready to settle down. I don't want to do this no more. Okay, I'm aware that I am doing it. So it's like, now, how do you change it? How you turn that cycle around? You got to unlearn that behavior because you know it's an unhealthy behavior. You know it's a negative action. So it's like, how do I undo this?
So when you say repeat offender, what's your definition of repeat?
Meaning you're a serial cheater. Let's say you're a serial cheater. You know what I'm saying? I'm just popping it off. Like say you a serial cheater, and you got this study going on. It's like, but how do you break that cycle? Like, let's go back to the beginning with it though.
Come
Like,
on.
okay, you're a serial cheater, right? Why? Why are you a serial cheater? Did you have a bad relationship with your mother? Did you see it in your household? Did you see your dad do it? Like, what triggered you to feel like this is something that's okay, or this is something that you wanted to do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Mr. Wiley said, repeat offender is an addict to the situation. Yeah,
Ooh,
addict to the situation. It's like
like
I
that,
gotta do it.
like
It's
that.
like this is something I gotta do. They can be on the straight and narrow for 3 months, and then they get that itch and be like, "Oh, I gotta do it." You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we could take this in so many different angles. I just threw that one out there just to get it
We
popping.
we we gonna go 9,000 angle with this one tonight. We got a whole hour.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and You touched on the relationship aspect. We could touch on the life aspect.
Okay.
Because I mean, folks bind themselves in situations that they know is not conducive to their well-being, or it is going to materialize into a positive manner for them. It's not going to have a positive outcome.
Right.
And what you find is, and like friends, you have family members, you have, you know what I'm saying, you have people that you know that over and over and over, year after year, month after month, they do the same thing. Gonna keep it PG. I ain't animated yet, but they do the same thing, looking for a different result. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that it's gonna be the same outcome. Like for instance, your finances ain't right. You know what you need to do to fix your finances. But month after month after month after month, here you is running to these payday loans. You run it, you go borrow $100 from them, knowing they'll charge you 50% interest on to pay that $100 back. Now you go pay that back. Then you go do the same thing next month, expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm.
The cycle gonna continue.
Yeah, you digging yourself a hole. Miss Tanisha said first, acknowledge your fault or wrongdoing. Yeah, you have to acknowledge it because when you acknowledge it and you're aware of it, then that means you can accept it. Holding yourself accountable for your shit. Yeah, most definitely gotta hold yourself accountable because if
Y'all,
you don't, it's like,
they
all
own
right,
it early tonight, but y'all come on, we like
yeah, that's
it,
why you gotta sometimes you gotta turn that mirror on self. And then you gotta identify your triggers.
man. We
Like
say
like like what's the trigger? What's causing you? Is it emotion? Is it circumstances? Like what initiates you to do this stuff? What is the impulse that is causing you to jump on and be a repeat offender? To just keep continue that cycle of digging yourself further and further in the hole.
y'all on it tonight. I mean, I like that. You got absolutely, Miss Thomas. Like you said, you gotta, and we've said it multiple times on this show. You got to turn that mirror on yourself and hold yourself accountable. Because accountability starts with self. And that is no other. You can sit and point the finger at everybody else, but you have to bring that. You have to bring it right here to put that mirror in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Self pity, the self guilt, all that stuff. It becomes a cycle. It's like you get hold on to it.
Yeah. Do not use your past as an excuse. That's a good one because people will. Oh well, my mom was like this, or this is why I'm like this, or my daddy was like this, or this is how I was taught. This is how I grew up. Okay, well learn a different way to do it. You see that way it's not working for you. You see that way it's keeping you in a hole. You see that way it's keeping you on, you know what I'm saying, on government assistance. Do something different. I always say, don't be afraid to take a leap. Take that leap and say, look, okay, this ain't working for me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna break this cycle right here today. Self-reflection. Because if you reflect on what you're doing wrong or what's keep causing you to go back to this place, you gotta self-reflect so you can bring an insight, so you can bring awareness to any situation. You gotta learn how to speak life into that situation in the terms of this is what I don't want, to continue down this path. What can I do to turn it around?
And stop running. Don't run from the truth. We going along with this show. Don't run from the truth. You 9 times out of you already know what's the truth. You just okay. It didn't work last time. All right, let me try it again. It didn't work the time before that. Let me try it again. You already know. Just like you're psyching yourself up. You're psyching yourself up, hoping for a different outcome, and you already know it's gonna be the same darn outcome.
Yeah.
So you got to be accountable to a break cycle. So as y'all come in tonight, y'all sit down, y'all got your questions ready, got your thoughts ready. Hey, we here for y'all. We can go from A to Z with how you break these cycles because it's just reality. And
There's
this is a reality podcast, man. We talking about what really goes on in life.
Yeah, we just here to chop it up with y'all, have candid conversations. Like I say, And doing so, if you want to break these cycles, you got to set clear goals, clear, concise goals, precise goals. Just say, this is what I'm gonna do. If it's far as, okay, I'm addicted to gambling, or I'm spending too much money outside the house, sit down and say, okay, well, I'm gonna cut back on going out to eat. I'm gonna cut back on, um, or ordering out food. I'm gonna cut back on, maybe cut the Netflix off. You got to just find ways to trim down so you can have that extra money to live comfortable instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Hey, you got to trim that fat.
Yeah, you got to trim the fat in any situation.
And in that scenario, like you say, you can't stop living beyond your means. Understand what's for you is for you. What they used to say, what the Jones is doing, that's don't worry about them. You got to control what's for you. And I think so many people in society today get caught up in what everybody else doing. Bring this thing back home. Worry about you. Say, hey, this is a cycle that I gotta break. It didn't work for my mom. It didn't work for my dad. It didn't work for my aunt. It didn't work for whoever I know. I gotta break this cycle.
Yeah. I got to try it a different way. You can't be afraid to try it that way. Even if you fail, get back up and try it again. It's always a different route to take to make things or that situation better. Even if you got to go sit down and talk to somebody, a life coach or somebody to say, hey, what is the tools I can use that's going to make this situation better?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? And I'm pretty sure, I know damn sure they'll give you a game plan and say, okay, do X, Y, Z, but you got to stick to the plan. You got to stay the course. You have to stay the course. And anything you want to do in life, especially if you're trying to get somewhere, you're trying to elevate, whether it's in your relationship, your finances, your friendships, you have to be able to stay the course and do the work.
And understand, it may have worked 20 years ago, but that same concept may not work today. You should be your life meter should be evolving with age. The older you get, that meter should be moving. And not saying moving in a negative way, like you're gonna get old, just we all gonna get old, but your mindset should be changing.
Hmm.
That life meter, you
Yeah,
should be you should be revolving.
you're growing into maturity. Growing into maturity, especially, I mean, life, as we know, life is life. And so many going on in the world, mass destructions, pandemics. I mean, the world is just crumbling before our eyes for real. So it's like, what can we do to make sure we on the course, we stay on the right track to get to where we want to be? And I say journal, vision boards, whatever I don't know. I'm just an advocate for anything that's gonna help you get out of whatever you being a repeated cycle for. If you're a serial liar, if you are a serial liar, what can you do to stop lying?
I think
Miss Keisha.
good evening. I think in the beginning of the year, I think one thing I said break 2023 down into quarters.
Mm-hmm.
4 quarters in a year.
Yeah.
January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. July, August, September. Y'all. We in that third quarter.
We in that third quarter.
What y'all doing with yourselves?
Yeah. Mr. Wiley say that same dollar you put into the offering plate 20 years ago, it does not have the same value as it did back today. You sure most definitely right.
Hey, that fella doesn't know something. Repeat repeat what he just said, so that don't go over some folks' head.
He said that same dollar you put in the offering plate 20 years ago, it does not have the same value as it did back then today. So yeah, the value of money have changed. So that means it's metaphoric for.
Think about it. That's 2003 for y'all who may be a little slow on your math.
Hmm, back in 2003.
That dollar is not worth what it is. It was worth 20 years ago is not worth the same. It don't have the same content. It don't have the same value to it.
No.
20 years ago, what I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna just see what a gallon of gas costs. Since
Mm,
we
20 years ago. Ooh, where was I 20? Well, I know I was in the military 20 years ago, 2003. Either I want to say Iraq then.
gas was 159 a gallon.
59, and right now it's what, 360 something.
Where I'm at, it's pushing $4. Go try to get some gas for 159 now.
Oh, you can't.
So what Mr. Wiley just said, it resonates.
Yeah, it do. It holds weight. That's why I just like whatever it is, whatever your cycle is that you want to break. Like I always say, whatever your cycle is, whatever that's keeping you from your goal, whatever is keeping you from where you feel like you should be or need to be in life, just sit back and reevaluate them. Write it down, make it plain, manifest whatever you're trying to change. Speak
And
life into the change.
we say it all the time on this show. Every day is not going to be perfect.
Every day is not Sunday.
Every day not going to be bad. You control 90% of your day. And when I say that, you're going to go to bed, you're going to wake up. Whatever power you believe in woke you up. So once you wake up for that day, you have a numerous of hours to make a decision to say, hey, I'm going to do this today, or I'm not going to do this today, or I'm going to just stay in here and I'm going to just lay in this phone. I'm going to just repeat the same cycle. You have
Yeah, most definitely had that power.
24 hours in a day.
Hmm?
So if you give yourself 8 hours of sleep, you got 16 more hours to break that cycle. If it's a cycle, you have that opportunity to break it.
Yeah.
And don't, like I say, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop all and all that. Well, and thinking everything negative. Like that's another cycle that a lot of folks need to break. That old negative mindset, that negative talk, that negative condemnation, that negative. Oh well, yeah, I can't and this. Hey,
Gotta speak positivity.
I seen a post. The other day say go 24 hours without saying anything negative, without speaking anything negative, and watch how your life change.
Watch how you feel. Watch how your day go. You just feel good when you can speak life and just be happy and be positive and don't let none bad come out your mouth, not even your situation. You could be dead broke with $0 in your pocket. But I'll be like, man, today I am rich. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just turn it around. And once you start saying it, believing it, it's manifestation. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
You just sitting over there being what they say, being negative Nancy all the time, or lost Larry. Just want to sit there and just
Yeah.
speak positive into your life. Like I say, this show here tonight, y'all out there tuning in. Y'all could be anywhere else, but it's about how do you break those cycles? How do you break those repeated cycles? And
Yeah.
like I say, we could take this and go from A to Z.
Yeah.
Touched on we touched on finance. We touched on your personal life. Hey, repeated cycles. Stop being nasty to people. A lot of folks out here just wake up to be nasty. What you being nasty for?
Wake up to be mean, huh?
Just
Try
like
to.
what you for what? What are you trying to accomplish? I guess that's the question to ask. And y'all out there help me understand, help us understand it. It's some people we know them. Like I said, we're gonna keep it real. People just wake up to be nasty. What you waking up to be nasty for?
Yeah, like what are you gonna get out of it? Like how does that make your day feel to go around being mean and nasty to somebody else? That's a heart and heart.
But when it's given to them, they jaws poked out. But you're the same person being nasty to people.
Hmm.
Make what them kids say these days. Make it make sense.
It makes sense. Hmm. You got to. That's why I say these cycles, these negative cycles, we just got to learn how to turn them around.
And if it ain't working for you, and I ain't no, I'm not gonna preach to nobody. But I'm gonna let y'all interject. But if something's not working for you, sometimes you got to go somewhere to a place and be quiet and talk to whatever power you believe in to change your circumstance. So it's not saying you less than a person. All you're doing is saying, I got to pray whatever cycle on me to take it off me. You have to.
Yeah.
Because if it's not working and it's repeatedly not working, sometimes you got to change your game plan. You got to, you know what I'm saying? They say you got to have a plan A. You got to have plan B. You might need to go to plan C.
Yeah. Create new habits. Create new habits to get rid of the old ones. It's just only thing is you gotta just be consistent. You just gotta be consistent. In anything. We can go to relationships. You can say, man, why I keep attracting the same type of person? Like this is a repeated cycle. Why do I keep attracting the same type of person, right? So now you gotta start looking and be like, well, dang, what can I do differently so that I don't attract these same type of people? Mr. Walter said, take self-reflection to see where you are lacking in discipline to execute the necessary actions to make a change. Then the consistency in maintaining the change. Most definitely. That's it right there.
All right. All right. Come on in. No, come on in,
Right.
Brother Thomas.
Discipline, consistency, and maintaining. That was 4 key words in there.
So we break that down. We're gonna leave that up for a hot second. And if y'all out there in the meta universe, look at this post Mr. Walter Thomas just said. Discipline. That's a word that a lot of folks run from.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline. You got to know yourself. You have to be disciplined enough to know self.
Discipline over regret. I said that last week. Discipline over regret. You got to.
Now, it's a your environment can build or damage your character. All right, boy, y'all talk to us tonight, but it's what I'm talking about. Y'all bringing them home runs tonight.
Yeah.
Your environment can build or damage your character.
And it can. It just all depends on you as a person. Can you handle it? We both. We didn't came both of us. We didn't came up in the hood of the hoods. But it built us.
Came from nothing.
But you may have a person that, you know what I'm saying? You may find a person that's weak and don't know how to climb out of that mentality. You know what I'm saying? They may be stuck in that mentality.
Hey man, I was so poor. We were so poor. I had to wear the same clothes to school on a weekly basis in elementary. Washing the clothes out in a kitchen sink with dish liquid. But like I said, I didn't allow that environment to dictate who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Could have easily used that as a crutch throughout life and said, well, this ain't gonna work for me, so I'm gonna just hey, I get in adulthood, I'm gonna do the same thing. Don't become a product of your environment.
No.
If you want to be the change, you're gonna change.
Yeah.
Like I say, everybody got untold stories they ain't told. Everybody come from somewhere. And most of us that look like us, we come from a struggle. It may be a few of us that had a silver spoon in our mouth for things were just given to us, but a whole lot of us didn't. We, as they say, we got it out the mud. We saw things. We took the path to say, no, that ain't gonna work. That's gonna send me down a one way ticket to straight to hell. However you want to say it, whatever jargon you was using,
Right.
you realize that at an age you say, you know what, I want to do better and I want to be better.
Yeah. And you got to look at the red flags and the warning signs.
Because they be like They be flashing. We just want to turn the blind eye. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like that's not me. That's not gonna happen to me.
yeah. She ain't like that. He ain't like that.
Mhm.
No, it's just for a moment. No, no. We see him. Like I say, we ain't saying yo. We see him. We talk about us. Everybody as a whole. We see him. And no, that ain't really them.
Right. That's
Yeah,
just that's temporary. Oh, I could change that person.
that that's they showing you who they are.
Yeah, most definitely.
Now people do change over time. Now we not discrediting nobody,
Hmm.
but if it's really true, excuse me, and honest change, it'll show.
Most definitely show. But that's when you got to clarify your values and your needs. If we go into the relationship aspect, you have to clarify. Okay, this is what I want in a relationship. I'm not gonna bend or fold. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna be clear on my, you know, boundaries or demands or whatever. We can negotiate on some stuff, but long as it's beneficial to or conducive to the relationship and it's not gonna turn into a whole toxic situation later on. You know what I'm saying? So
It's a
I,
partnership.
right.
It's a partner. I mean, no matter how, and we talked about this a lot. No matter how you want to look at things these days, if it's two people, there is a partnership. Well, I don't care how you try to spin it, whatever language you want to use, whatever other definition you want. If it's two people, there is a partnership
Mhm.
because you can't be side-eyeing this person if they make a certain move and they didn't talk to you. Vice versa, you make a certain move and they didn't and you didn't talk to them. So hey, it's a partnership. Now, if you out there in the single verse and just hey, it is what it is, you still got to know how to break them cycles. Because as Crystal stated earlier, you can be attracting the wrong kind of people. That spectrum move.
Mhm.
Guess what's gonna gravitate to you? The things that's gonna gravitate to you is the things that you used to gravitating to yourself. Because you best believe somebody can spot you a million miles away.
What
Oh,
they say, you are what you attract.
birds and feathers flock together.
But it's like how do you change that stigma?
You,
Like, how do you change it? How do you say, okay, this is what I made was, but I'm not this person no more. So it's like you got to come out of your comfort zone. Cause I mean, like I said, we taking this in all different kind of angles. So just stay with us. You have to come out of your comfort zone. You're like, oh, I'm comfortable here because I'm used to, what I'm saying, being in a relationship where it's lying, it's cheating, it's whatever. I'm used to being in this comfort zone where I can spend all this money, but I'm gonna gamble and I'm gonna come up out of it.
I'm 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 used to working at this job and I could be lackadaisical, or I'm used to just living off the system, or
Uh-huh.
I'm used to just begging folks for what I need. I want to get this one right. Begging folks for what I need, but finding a way to get what I want.
Exactly. What's up, Bill? No worry. Glad you came on up in here. We appreciate you. But yeah, I'm like it's just crazy. Like we just have to find a way to get away from whatever is holding you hostage. That's how I see it. It's just something that's holding you hostage, some cycle that's holding you hostage. And it's like, okay, well, at one point, do you want the chains to be broken?
And when that friend or that family member or whoever, that colleague, pull you to the side or have that real conversation with you and say, hey, I've been watching you. You need to break that cycle. But don't take it as them coming down on you. Or they trying to put you on blast. They probably see something that you don't see in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They just trying to shine that light to say, you know what, hey, you need to break that cycle. Now come on now. A little pep talk. A little pep talk ain't hurt nobody.
Mm-mm.
But first thing we do, what we do? We get in our feeling. Oh, you don't know what I'm going through. You ain't been where I've been. Somebody done been there and somebody got it worse than you got it.
Yeah, exactly. And they gonna have the tools. Sometimes we just gotta listen. We have to sit back and listen and process what they told us. Or what they say, take what you need and let the rest fly. Just take what you need and let the rest go. If it's anybody that's gonna come and help you change that situation, use whatever tools they can give you to say, "Hey, I just wanna, I'm here to help you be a better version of yourself." Whom I believe my biggest problem is never taking a selfish season for myself. Been doing for the world since teenage years. Yes, and you being my family, I'm knowing because you took on that same cycle that Uncle Pokey did. What'd he do? Help the community, help the kids in the church. Everything. He was about everything. Helped the family, did everything, and you just picked up the torch and kept running with it. And
Hmm.
that's a repeated cycle. So it's like at this point, how can that cycle?
And see what and what he touched on and what happened to you, bro. You'll find yourself getting to that burnout period because you, like you just said, and you just turned the mirror on yourself and realized that I've never, since my teenage years, I've never taken time to myself. So you get to that burnout period and you like, dang, or you find yourself getting flustered. We all done been there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us done took on roles and we just ran with it and ran. Like I said, somebody passed that baton to, just listen to Crystal. How she said, your uncle passed the baton to you and you just ran with it. But nobody along the way, and you didn't catch yourself to say, you know what? Let me slow down a little bit. Let me take some time to myself. And we all guilty of it. We'll go 100 miles an hour trying to make sure things is spot on. I was one. I In the workforce. I felt that if I took off, something was gonna happen. But then I had people telling me, and people like, hey, it's gonna come a time that something can happen to you to see it. You just a number on them jobs. Some happen today, you replace them all. 2 weeks later, you got a job posted. So you got to take that time for self just to rebalance and refocus.
Yep, that's it. We is at the half hour mark. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all could have been doing anything, but y'all chose to rock it out with us on this good Wednesday evening. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Tell a friend, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Keep rocking with us, cause we gonna keep rocking with y'all. But yeah, let's get back to it. Like he was saying, you have to find that happy medium, and it's okay to help somebody, but at some point you have to sit down and say, whew, okay, Crystal, or okay, what I want to do. Let me do a self care. If it's just a self care day for a day, like Max say, refocus, reset. Sometimes everybody, we all need a reset, a time to reset,
Mhm.
because our minds can get so jumbled and so consumed with life stuff that it's like we get stuck in that motion and we don't even know how to stop. We don't even know how to slow down. Bill said, "All gas, no brakes." I'm definitely burnt. Need my refill. I'm empty. Totally agree. Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep. You in that burnout phase.
And it happens. It happens. We all go through it. You have to just say, you know what? Let me take a little more time to myself.
Yeah,
I take the past 2 years probably been travel heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, some family call, I'm there. If I could support somebody, I'm there. But it's really me just getting away, refreshing myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me. All right, got it. All right, recharge. Um, and we ain't even got on the aspect if you got children. We
yeah,
ain't, we ain't even touched on that, but we gonna get there for this show over. So
yeah.
it's a great point that you making that a lot of folks out there probably looking at it and saying, y'all, if you're out there and you've been running that race, slow down.
Yeah, and you can't be afraid to use that no word. You can't be afraid to use that no word. You know what I'm saying? Not today, or I can't do it. And he said, getting fired for the little time I took for nephew funeral reminded me I'm just a number in the workforce, back on the ground. Most definitely. Yep, exactly. That's all we is, a number. If we get sick, like Georgia here is a fire at will state. They could fire you with no reason at all. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, do what you that's gonna make you do what you feel like that's gonna make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Find your avenue, find your lane that you want to get in and that you gonna feel comfortable in, and you know you're not gonna compromise your health, you're not gonna compromise your character, your dignity, your peace, your joy. You're not gonna compromise none of that. And so you getting fired from that job, cause that probably was nothing but a blessing, because God probably said, I have bigger doors for you, I have bigger plans for you. I have bigger. What is that scripture? I have bigger plans to prosper you and not to harm you.
Come on, come on.
That job was not for you. That job was not your home. That job was not your last place that he wanted you to do. He got something bigger for you. So I don't know. That was just a word that came to me. So I just say, keep pushing. Stay on your path. Know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, figure it out. Because God say, I got doors that's gonna open tenfold for you, and that job wasn't it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, she don't put on her preaching hat. Absolutely, that's a true spoken word. And yeah, we because we be so focused and locked in. It's a lot of us like just piggybacking what you said. We be so locked in, and it's like if you just had your mindset, if I just let this down, if I stop for a minute, something not gonna happen, or something not gonna get seen to the end. And all along, it's a moment where we be needing to take a pause, to take a break. So
Most.
oh yeah. So yeah, y'all out there, like I say, man, we out here talking about how do we break these cycles. And like I say, it's the cycle of life, it's a cycle of relationship, cycle of bad finances, cycle of uh self negative reflection. If you want to, I just probably made up some words. You know what I'm saying? But we catch ourselves doing stuff.
Cycle of negative thoughts.
Yeah, negative thoughts, and it's like, oh well, no, we gonna break that stuff, man. We gonna break it and understand that nothing is really being given to us. It never was gave to us. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying it's a lot of cycles we still have to break. Even like I said, even the cycle of don't set your kids up for failure. We see a lot of that. A lot of that stuff we see, and we see it within friends and family. It's cute for a minute, but eventually that stuff play out. Teach your children the right path. Now, they may decide to go astray, but it's on you. When you know better, you do better. Teach them the right way. When they go on their journey, they'll never forget the discipline, as Brother Walter said earlier, that they got from home. Now, they're going to make their own decisions, but it's on us. Teach them the right way. A lot of times we get out here, we want to blah, 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 blah. Then time catch up to you, then you be looking crazy.
Oh yeah. They will. I always know, because even us coming up as kids, we used to say, man, they don't know what they talking about. They just talking. They ain't never been there. So now that we've grown up, it's like, oh, what they were saying. They was telling the truth. A repeated cycle. So it's like they was telling the truth. Now we got our own kids, and they be like, man, I be like, I'm telling y'all. You know what I'm saying? I done been there, done that before. Like I done did the games you trying to play. You know what I'm saying? I done done that. Let me tell you what's gonna come out of it. But like you say, whatever you speak life into, it's gonna come back. They might run away and do some wild, crazy stuff for a minute, but long as you instill that in them, they gonna always know how to come back to it. That's just like church. People like, oh, you done church your kids to death. And prayed and all this crazy stuff, and then they get out here and they get wild and crazy in the streets. But guess what? Eventually, they gonna come back to it. They gonna come back to it. They may lose their way. Mr. Wiley said some people think if they don't continue to cycle, the world is gonna stop turning. Yep, they set in their ways. They set in stone.
Everybody know that word. A time waits on no man or woman. This time is moving.
Mm-hmm.
It is moving. Seem like we just started 2023. In a couple of days this September. We're in the ninth month, going into that fourth quarter.
Exactly. It's coming. It's coming quick. Mr. Connor said, "Give him a curse, cast down every evil thought, full circle back at us. Lily, Moo Moo, and them laughing at us. Right. They'll learn, teach them young, and when they older, they'll reflect. Prodigal son. Yep, you sure right. They was laughing, cuz, but guess what? I guarantee you, we could catch them 10 years from now, and they gonna tell us we was right and everything that was spoken to them. And then, I always say, discipline over regret.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And go back to what Mr. Thomas said: consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Be consistent in whatever you do. Like I say, and we not saying make a whole 360 shift overnight. Take gradual steps, brick by brick, day by day. You lay that foundation to become a better you. If you become a better you, it's gonna radiate. It's gonna radiate off to anybody that's in your circle, anybody that you close to. And then if you're one of those friends or family members that's out there, be that person that step up to the plate and say, "Hey, let me sit you down for a minute. Let's have a conversation. Let me try to help. Let me try to help you. You know what I'm saying? Be the best version of you. Because sometimes all the person need, like I said, that little pep talk. Hey, let me help you. Let me help you along the way. And you may find somebody, a complete stranger that you don't even know.
Yep.
Strangers, as my dad often says, be careful how you entertain a stranger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mr. Carter said 30 days to form a new to form new habits. Be a beacon of life. Yep, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 30 days. 12 days to make it a behavior change. That's it.
Yeah, and we don't expect y'all out there. We don't expect y'all to make a wholesale change. Like I say, just take it. Use that 30-day principle. Take it day by day. If you start today, the day is August 22nd. September 22nd, you should see a different change, a different person.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you got to put that mirror. You got to do that. You got to put that mirror in your face and say, you know what? I want better. If you want better, you gonna command better.
Yeah.
Ain't hard.
Yeah. Most definitely. Like I was saying earlier with my nephew, that was an eye opener for me. So my cycle I have to break for me is just going through life like people gonna be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So be more um what's the word I'm trying to find? Be more, if it's vigilant, or be more consistent with reaching out, to family, my nieces, my nephews and family, and being more um being there, being present. Even though I'm far away, still be present. You know what I'm saying? So that's the cycle I have to break going forward, is not just taking life for granted and feeling like people gonna be here, because almost a month ago it showed me that that's not that's not the truth. That's
You
not.
you just spoke some true words. I'm gonna get to what Brother Wiley said. Yes, but knowledge can be contagious. Absolutely. We have to share it. We have to share it. We say allow people to speak into your life. Same time, don't allow everybody. Absolutely, absolutely. It's like the old folks you say, don't let everybody pray for you.
Yeah, and let
It
everybody.
it, it runs parallel. But like you just said, that you just touched on the cycle that I think a lot of people, they be distanced from their family and don't even realize their distance from their family until something happened. Now, understanding y'all circumstances, it brought the family closer. And with anybody in any family that goes through something tragic like that, the family is gonna be closer. Now, the key to that is the cycle is how do y'all keep yourselves close?
Mhm.
That love and support. How did that glue become that much tighter? And a lot of us do it. Like I say, we only see our families. My family guilty of it. Everybody see each other at a funeral. Then it's like, why do we always have to see each other at a funeral? Why we can't see each other outside of something that's traumatic or tragic, just to communicate, just to talk with each other?
Yeah, cause do you know we don't have family reunions no more?
Oh, that's obsolete.
That's, yeah, like you said, it's obsolete. I oh the
Few
last
farm, few far in between. It's still some going because I be seeing a little search, on the highways and byways. But far as that, hey, every year how it used to be, you knew you was going somewhere to a family reunion, no matter what city or state it was. That stuff don't happen. It don't happen like that anymore. And that's cycles that we have to break because that's cycles that have been pulled away from us.
Yeah.
And like I say, a lot of times we look and say, well, things that went in the past, it was beneficial. Just like the last episode, we talked about all the programs they have for the youth to keep them out the street. Look, the cycle has been, let's turn everything off that's beneficial to folks that look like us.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we break them cycles? Like, whoa, we need to reinvent this. We need this back.
Right. How we bring unity back? How do we bring family back? How do we bring um
It's a
it's,
mo- it's a when you really sit there and you think about it, even just sitting here talking through it and with our guests is interacting with us, you sit there and you see it. It's like it's a lot of stuff that we should be doing that we're not doing, and we've all felt guilty to the cycles.
mm-hmm.
But we're gonna take this from you. Okay, well as soon as they take it, it's like, well, okay, well, no, we need those resources.
Yeah, most definitely need them to keep, and we need to. How can we, as the community that they taking it away from, how can we come together and rebuild those communities? Especially if we are people that are in a good financial space, how can we come back and build the resources back up? Take by those buildings that they shut down, which was resource building. How do we build them back up and then get kids of these? Because these millennial kids, something different. Like, how do we build it back up to get these kids back into it? And so, kind of say, step up, learn one, teach one, same method. Somebody got to speak up, and the rest will follow. Yeah, takes a yeah.
Man, it's power in your tongue, and a lot of us sit back and just sit there and be steadfast with a lot of stuff that we see. And like I say, we know the cycle. Hey, okay, step up, be the one. I'm gonna break this cycle.
Mhm.
Everybody, don't get me wrong. Everybody's not meant to be a leader, so you may have to be that voice or that leader that steps up and say, "Hey, we gonna break this family cycle, or I'm gonna break this cycle. Or I'm gonna break this, and run with it."
Yeah, you have to. It has to be one that someone is gonna listen to and say, okay, what I know, I trust what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So how can we just come together and link up and get everybody else on that same page? Starting back, bringing marches to the community. That's break. Bringing safe spaces to the community that can help break cycles.
Hmm.
So I'm helping the youth cipher through these fruits, these arguments, because most of it is petty. Like we say, love is a verb of action. Yep, got to put action behind. We
Hey,
got to be patient, cultivate. I can't talk tonight. Cultivate everything when we trying to do stuff like that. So I know, like I said, for here going forth, I know I want to, even though I live in Atlanta, I do want to go back to my hometown, to my community, and and help bring awareness and try to reach these babies. Go into the school systems. I'm waiting on Arthur Hill principal to get back with me now. If somebody out there, let them know. I'm still waiting on them now, but yeah, I'm just trying to, how can we be a help? Like I say, I got hit with a arrow in my back, so now it's like, okay, Crystal, let's try to help break some of these cycles in the community. So yeah,
hmm
I just for everybody, if you got something you dealing with, negative or positive, it could be a positive cycle that you want to feel like, okay, let me continue on this positive road. You know what I'm saying, that I'm doing good. How can I stay fast on this? How can I continue to focus on this journey I have? But in the negative aspect, How can you get rid of it? What tools can you use?
You gotta break them.
Yeah, you gotta want it. First of all, you gotta want it bad enough.
And a few folks can't comment, but they hit me in the back channel and say, be the one to start, be the change of the family, be the change of your environment, be the one that invite folks over. You know?
Mhm.
And then, like you say, we said earlier, break that negative cycle of I don't want them in my house. Or already have that preconceived notion that I
Yeah.
don't want them. I don't want them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta break that.
Yeah,
You
that's one thing I like about my family back home is that my uncle purchased land across from my grandmother's house. And he purchased that land so that all of us will have a safe place to go. And so that is our meeting ground. That's our stumping grounds. And that's all it takes is one person to hit the family chat, say, meet up in the field, and everybody coming.
Yeah, I wonder why all y'all was out there in that field. I was gonna call them people on y'all, but I said a whole lot of them out there in that field.
Everybody coming.
Yeah, y'all was deep. I must say, watching from afar, man, I was. That's what you used to seeing. That's how it used to be back in the day. That's what us colored folk look like.
Mm-hmm.
Now you say y'all was almost like that man that threw that hat in there on that boat out there and make good. That
Okay, everybody came running. Tanisha said, let's break these black generation in those cycles. Yes. Yes, William said change the opposite of contentment. Most definitely, we need to break them. Like even as us, like we have our military group that we meet with every year. Like, what can we do? As a group to help go. Say one time we in Michigan, we doing a stop the violence parade. Y'all may come help me do something. I got to. Okay, then we gonna go to where Mac from. Then we gonna go with Tanisha from. We gonna go to where Wally from. Just to name a few of my peoples. Like, how can we go into these different communities and try to break these cycles and let our presence be known that look, we're here to help facilitate change.
I think one thing about it, like you say, you just laid out the roadmap. The roadmap, the foundation has been laid. We just got to show up.
Mhm.
Like you say, it's by action and consistency. You know what I'm saying? And that discipline. If we got the discipline, hey, we going here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whenever y'all get the stuff situated in the schools, a school system, we'll call a plane drive away.
Right.
So it's about being consistent. It's about showing up. It's about being there. It's about saying, you know what, this is a cycle. This is something that I want to break. This is something that I want to be a part of, and we just gonna push it forward. I think a lot of people get stagnant and just sit on the sideline and wait for others. You know,
Mhm.
and a multitude of events and that things that go on. They just, well, I'm gonna see how much they get involved first. No, be on the front lines.
Mhm. If we could be on the front line for George Floyd and for police brutality, why can't we be on the front line for black on black crime? Like, why can't we be a voice to these parents? Be a voice to these children? Because you got these parents out here fighting with the damn kids. So sometimes you got to be a voice to the parents.
And I'll be remiss as we own this topic and we talking about these cycles and we talking about the multitude of cycles to break. We got to break the cycle of not supporting our black-owned businesses. We go to our black-owned businesses, we want the hookup.
Hmm.
You don't go nowhere else in those retail stores and ask for the hookup.
And we can't let one black owned business ruin it for the rest of them. Because you do got some black owned business be trying to play games now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They gotta break them cycles too. But
They got to break the cycle. Stop trying to play games and get over on your peoples.
we got to put a lot of our resources. We have a lot of resources, and
Yeah.
it resonated in this. You see it. It was said we. I'm talking about folks that look like us. We have a lot of resources we don't tap into.
Yeah. That's what we got to educate ourselves.
A lot of
That's the.
we have a lot of knowledge we don't pass along. So like I say, y'all out there, you know what I'm saying. Y'all been very active tonight. You know what I'm saying. This was a Great topic. You know what I'm saying? How do we break these repeated cycles? Uh
Yeah.
oh.
I could say, look how Pops was sleepovers, lock ins, marches, festivals, amusement parks, whatever it took to reach one. He made a move. Some followed, some hated, but he made a difference as we all can. Yep, he most definitely did. Man, when I tell you, my cousin daddy, my Uncle Pokey, when I tell you, he had us in them streets. He had us everywhere. So that's in that sense, we got to get back to what we know. And yeah, we will. I will be coming home, and we could put a committee together, and most definitely start, trying to make that happen. Reaching out to these churches, you know what I'm saying? Getting them involved. People react to interest. We know what they like. Implement it into the movement. Yep, most definitely. Most definitely. So yeah, I feel like it's some it's gonna be some good to come out of it. We just gotta put our minds together and make it happen for real. Make it happen. But yeah, so tonight, yeah, we just been talking about how to break repeated cycles. Like repeated cycles can be in any any direction. Relationships, families, um, whatever. Financial, whatever. We just want to reach everyone in a sense of saying, let's talk about it. How can we break it? What tools can we use to break it? Like we already said, awareness, acknowledgement, um, put your finger on it, self reflecting, um, maintain consistency.
Discipline. That word. If y'all walk away with any jewels we dropped tonight, walk away with that discipline, that consistency, that understanding that you have the power to change the dynamics of your life if you take those small steps. Like you say, every day is not going to be a good day. We're not sitting here saying, "Hey, yeah." Say that we say what we're saying is, if you're consistent and you show positive patterns of behavior, those negative cycles will change.
Yep. Frankie Street platform for some ideas. We talk. Yep. Cuz most definitely. Humbleness, steadfast, waiting without complaints. Yep. I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that. We gonna make some things happen. We gonna put together some resource houses. Like Mr. Walter said, if you are a fisherman, teach your neighbor to fish. Most definitely. Speak life into every situation worth experiencing. Yep. If you are a fisherman, teach your neighbor how to fish. Yep. If you know how to garden, teach your neighbor how to garden. It's like that's the thing too. We are so afraid to spread the knowledge thinking that they gonna take from our pocket, they gonna take from our mouth, but you just gotta know it's enough to go around. And what's for you is for you, and what's for them is gonna be for them. Once we get out of that crab in the bucket mentality, man.
Everything we know, everything we know. Guess what happened? Somebody taught it to us.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you try to shape and put a spin on it, everything you know. Yeah, there's some folks out there. You're absolutely right. Self-taught, not taking nothing from you. But somebody showed you something as to how you know how to maneuver and do the things you know to do today. So, like you say, stop having that closed mind. Oh, I can't show this person nothing. Why not?
Right. Mr. Conner said we hinder people from giving. That's heavy. Repeat that. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Why not?
You do. It's crazy.
Or you gonna be stuck in that cycle. They ain't tell me nothing, so I ain't gonna tell them nothing. There you go. Break them negative thoughts, man.
Yeah.
Breathe, breathe, and speak that positive energy. And I know folks try like, oh, it sounds good, but like I said earlier, you don't understand where I'm coming from. Hey, we done been there, done that. We watched our grandparents, we watched our parents. We've seen the path. We've seen the pathway that
Mm-hmm.
led us to where we at.
Yeah.
Now you got to take that baton. You got to run with it. Now
Most.
you having them negative thoughts. Change your patterns of behavior.
Yeah. Well, we have come up on that 8 o'clock mark. Man, I thank y'all for tuning in. This was a good conversation. Like we said, it was going to go in many different directions. And it did. It went in plenty directions. But in each direction that it went into, we was able to touch different things that will bring clarity to different situations. So, man, I appreciate y'all for locking in with us tonight. Y'all could have been doing anything else, but y'all rocked it out with us.
Keep them on the crutch. They come too long, they become crippled. Absolutely.
Yep.
Stay home. We get, but y'all coming. Y'all pushing us into that OT mark. All right. Stay away from people who listen to, respond, and not comprehend. Man, you're gonna make me talk another 30 minutes on that one.
Okay, I say
Hey,
that all the time.
woo, bring that back up. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna give you another 3 minutes. Stay away from people who listen to, respond, and not comprehend.
Yeah.
Hey, that right there, we can have a whole nother hour show on just what Mr. Thomas just said. You gotta comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta comprehend. The first thing you do is listen to what somebody's saying. You're ready to fly off the handles.
Yeah.
When all they're trying to do is give you a piece of advice that's probably gonna help you. And stop and y'all see y'all, he done got my blood, my temperature done went. Y'all out there, and it's gotta be said. Stop thinking you know every damn thing. Somebody is trying to help you. Take heed to what they're saying. If it's not causing you no harm, or you know that person is not bringing no ill will towards you or your family, listen to what they saying. It just may help you.
Yeah.
Well, that's my brother. We got to talk about that, boy. You don't got got my temperature a little warm, but it had to be said. And look how it come out. It came out at the end of the show, but it's the truth in the matter.
It is. Yeah. Overstand, surpass. Look, I done took my glasses off. Overstand, surpass, understanding, rise above the person and receive the message and apply, apply, apply. Yeah, most definitely. Because if you sit back and you process what they saying, then you know you comprehending. Now you letting it sit in. Now, okay, now you can speak because when you speak, you're gonna come from a place of I'm receiving what you saying. This is what I think you said, or this is what I heard you say, and here is my response to that.
Because evidently, whatever you've been doing ain't been working for you. So all they're trying to do is offer you a different perspective. Simply try.
That's it. Mr. Watson say, love y'all. Love y'all guys, even though I ain't on every Zoom and trip. Love you too. It's all
You already know what it is, bro. You good in my book. You done hopped on here, and you've been dropping some gems. So like Crystal said, man, y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all tuned in with us on this Wednesday night. If y'all out there, like, share, follow Thawed Magazine, follow Jay Jackson. Hey, repost, retweet, all that good stuff. We're gonna try to run these numbers up. And if it's something that we missed in the show that you want to talk about, drop the comments. You got our tags, you got our social media sites. Hey man, this show is about y'all.
most definitely. So with that being said, thank y'all. We'll catch y'all next Wednesday for episode 3. Just be on the lookout for the topic. Y'all have a good night. God bless y'all. All that good stuff. Peace.